Hello, everybody, and I hope you all had a wonderful Christmas time. As you see, we got snow this Christmas here in East Tennessee. It started on Christmas Eve, and we got about 7 inches of snow in 24 hours. So we had a white Christmas, and it was absolutely beautiful. I was back here in my sunroom today, and I thought all of my Thanksgiving cacti are in different stages. 2 of them are blooming and budding, and 2 of them are actually starting to grow new segments already here at the end of December. So I thought I would just go over some tips that I use throughout the year to get mine to bloom so beautifully, and just some growing tips to help you all at this time of the year to know what to do with your plants. Let's start off with my pink Thanksgiving cactus. This one just got through blooming a few weeks ago, and it's got segments starting to grow on it already. Let me give you a close-up as to what that looks like. Okay, do you see the new growth on this one already at the end of December? So I'm starting to water this one about twice a week. I want to make sure that it has plenty of water and nutrients for these segments to grow. The other thing that I'm doing with it is I have applied some Espima garden lime to this. That's the pelletized garden lime that's safe to use on indoor plants, so that these growths will grow strong and they grow lush and green. That is what the Espima garden lime will do for your plant. And many of you have asked me for a close-up of this product. It's Espima Organic Garden Lime, and this is pelletized, so it's safe to use on indoor plants. You don't want to use the garden lime that you put on your yard on your indoor plants. It's not safe to do that. It will burn up your plant. So once I see those new segments of growth starting, I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon on the smaller pots. On the large one that I have, I probably use about a teaspoon of this about 3 times a year, especially when I see those new segments starting. That's when I apply the garden lime. That's really going to help those new growths to grow strong. And here's my white one that finished blooming about 2 weeks ago. And I was watering it today, and I noticed, yes, it is starting to grow new segments as well. They're tiny, and you kind of have to look for it, but they're definitely there. So I need to start increasing the water a little bit, and I need to apply that pelletized garden lime. And here's my smaller red Thanksgiving cactus. I say smaller, but this is a good size plant. And look at all the buds that have come out on this plant just in the last 2 weeks. It finished blooming about a month ago, and it's already budding. So I'm watering this one about twice a week, and I make sure that I drain the water. Always make sure you drain the water, because if you leave water in the dish, it will cause the demise of your plant. So right before these start blooming, that's when I also use some of the pelletized garden lime on them, and it makes the blooms vibrant. So I'm going to use the pelletized garden lime probably about 3 times a year on these. And wow, look at this gorgeous red Thanksgiving cactus. It is still blooming. It still has plenty of buds on it. Now, some of the buds did not form totally, and they fell off the plant, and that's okay. Sometimes a severe change in the outside temperature can do that. So if you lose a few, don't worry too much about it. But as you see, I still have plenty of buds on this beautiful plant. I applied the garden lime to this one back in October when it first started budding for me. And you can see the color of this bloom. is just absolutely vibrant. The blooms on this are huge. I water this one about twice a week. And I've noticed the past few weeks they're starting to take up a little bit more water. At the end of fall, beginning of winter, mine actually start drinking water just a little bit more than they did, say, the end of November, 1st of December. But I still offer them water. I still want to make sure that they're very well hydrated, because one year I didn't do that. And when they got through blooming, they looked just tired. So you want your plants to make it through their bloom cycle vibrant and pretty and ready to grow new segments for you for the next bloom. Another thing to keep in mind to get them to bloom for you is you set them in the fall before the buds start forming where you want the plant to bloom. I don't move mine throughout the year. I don't place mine outside. I have too much wildlife here in my area. They will mess with my plants. I know they will. They've done it before. So I keep mine in my sunroom. I don't move them, and they bloom beautifully. If they start to bud and you think, oh, I want to put them in my living room now, if you move them at this point, all of these buds will fall off. And then you'll have to wait for the next bloom cycle to happen to have blooms. So make sure you don't move them once you start seeing the buds forming. Another tip is make sure that you take care of these and give them really good care all year round. Even though you don't see something happening with them right at that time, they're gearing up to do something. So give them the nutrients, the light, and the water that they need for that next bloom cycle, and they will bloom for you beautifully. And I will keep you all posted throughout the year on the care that I'm giving these and showing you what my plants look like, so that will help you. And thank you so much for all of your kind comments. Thank you for your questions, because it helps me to know what you all need to see and hear on my videos. So I would love to say the blessing over you all today. The Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give to you and your family his peace. You all make it a great day and Happy New Year.